Hello everyone, Kristen with Goddess Inspired Spirit Crafts here. I am working on a new Tuscan crochet stitch that I have not found anywhere. So I think I may have created it. I am going to call it the Lattice Tuscan crochet stitch. As you can see, it looks like a lattice back chair or the wicker work on a cabinet. It's extremely stretchy in all directions, and it does not take much yardage to create the fabric. So I'm extremely happy with this. How it's worked is I'm gonna stop the video and then start again in just a second, so that I can, because it's just a regular working back through, and I don't want to have to share a whole 50 stitches of just working back regular. It's just pull through the first stitch and then two the rest of the way back, and then I will show you how to create the stitch on the forward row. Okay, I'm back. A couple more things you're going to want to know about this stitch is how to start it. Your beginning, if you choose to do a foundation of regular crochet, like I choose to, so it doesn't roll, you're going to start with the number of stitches that you want to have complete. So I've got 10 stitches here, but I'm not going to create that extra stitch as my turning stitch. I'm going to use my 10th stitch. You're going to want an even number of stitches. I'm going to use my 10th stitch as my turning stitch. Why? Because that 10th stitch is going to be your side stitch for your Tuscan crochet. So it will appear as though you have an odd number of stitches on your way back and your return. So you're gonna count 9 or 49 or 29 or however many odd stitches you're going to end up with if you decide to work your foundation row with single crochet. And then once you start with your Tuscan, it'll make sense because you've got to work that last stitch in the side. Because if you worked 10 stitches and then did your 11th stitch as a turning stitch, you would end up with 12, you would end up with 11 stitches instead of 10. So Tuscan, we don't make a turning, right? So I'm just going to use my regular hook right now as this example. So you're going to go across, you're going to go into that first stitch and pull up, and then consecutively stitches across. I apologize for my dog barking in the background. Okay, so you've got 3, 6, 9, 10 stitches. Right? And then you're going to come back across regular. And your return stitch regular for Tuscan. So pull through 1 and then pull through 2 all the way back. Now, in order to get the stitch to work out right at the end, you're actually going to skip this first post and work into the second post. So you're going to wrap, work through the front loop of the post, and then work into the third loop, what would be the third loop on a regular crochet stitch, and that back hump above the next post. and pull up a loop, wrap through the post, back loop, or third loop, I apologize, wrap, next post, third loop, wrap, next post, third loop. And then, of course, your last stitch on the end. 2, 4, 6, sorry, 3, 6, 9, 10. My dog is distracting me. You're going to pull back, work 1, just return row, normal, right? And then I'm going to show you on my project that I'm actually working on what happens next. Well, so what happens next, you wrap, go through the post and the front loop, not the third loop. Wrap, post, third loop. And that wrap is like your skip stitch, right? So wrap, post, front loop, wrap, post, front loop, and your last side stitch, 3, 6, 9, and 10. So that's that little swatch example. So working it back on something that maybe you can see a little bit easier, you've got your wrap. You can see these posts that I've got all pretty lined up here into that post and the front loop right there. Wrap, post, front loop, wrap, post, front loop. Now you're going to want to be careful not to work into this skipped stitch. This is the wrap and your return stitch. That's the skip stitch right there. So post, front loop, and I forgot to wrap, and then you just work back normal. And that's how I am creating the Tuscan lattice stitch. If you have any questions, let me know. Thank you very much.